10 seconds. I know it says we're live, but when
Good evening and welcome to the August meeting of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners. I'm Attorney Jameson, and for those of Commissioner Jameson, and for those of us who want to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please join in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have our first item of business is review and approval of the minutes from our July meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, call the vote. All those favor. We need to call a roll call vote. All those in favor of the approval of the July 11th meeting. Catherine, please call the roll call.
Sure. Commissioner Jameson.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Cloutier.
Yes.
And Commissioner Gordon is absent. Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Ratonis.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So the vote carries 4-0. And so the minutes are approved. The next item, we don't have any, I believe, informational reports. Do we, Jim?
No, nothing this evening.
And there are no comments from the public because this is a Zoom event tonight, correct?
Right, and we, on our agenda this evening, we did add some verbiage that if anyone had any comments on any of the agenda items, they could email me in advance of the meeting, and we would address those comments, and I did not receive any comments.
Very good. Thank you. Then we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Move passage of the consent agenda.
Is all second.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, Catherine, we will call the roll call vote on the consent agenda.
Commissioner Jameson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier.
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Ratonis.
Yes.
Okay, 4-0.
The motion carries 4-0. And the consent agenda is approved. And I need some help because I've lost my place on the agenda. The next item is, Jim.
23072, award a bid to Athletica Sports Systems of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, for the replacement of the dashboard system at the Cross Insurance Arena.
Do I have a motion?
Move passage.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have one
I would
question.
point out for those folks who are viewing either now or later that our current boards essentially have at the hockey boards have been in place since, is it 2003?
Yes.
So they are outdated. They also need to be repositioned. I believe that this is a very sound investment in our hockey club and in the facility. Any other comments by the commissioners?
Chairman, if we could take 2 seconds, as I always feel as though it's important for the public to hear. We did not take the low bid on this. We received 2 bids and we took the higher of the 2 bids for a variety of reasons. This is a substantial change in the hockey rink of the arena. We're also not only changing out the boards, but we're going to actually do a bench flip so that the visitors and home bench which are on the opposite side of the ice from the locker rooms will be moved over to the locker rooms in that it will be a better situation for trainers, equipment staff, and even players to get to and from the locker room from the bench. And so we're looking forward to this project moving forward. However, I'll go back to when I said we took the second bid of the two bids and not the lowest. And I'd just like to have Mike take us through a 3 to 5 minute talk on what the differences between the two bids were, just so that we have some transparency on why we went with the higher bid. Mike?
Yep, thanks, Jim. Hi, everybody. In a nutshell, like we were talking about, the boards that have been put in place have been there since 2003. The extensive wear and tear, not just from hockey games, pro hockey games. We have our high school, our colleges. And what really does a number on the infrastructure and the aluminum and the steel is taking it apart and putting it back together again when we have shows. A good third of the arena of the Dashers down in the Zamboni end of the facility have to be taken out when we have stages that won't fit if we leave them in. And that's a majority of our full house shows. We do have to remove the back end of the ice rink. And over 20 years of putting it back together in ways that, you know, with a sledgehammer, with a screwdriver, with drills, trying to get it all back together again so that you have a seamless and sound Dasher system in which the glass sits in is severely compromised. It has been for years. The rink, this kind of rink, 20 years is long past its life cycle. We're lucky we've had it as long as we have. And what goes into the decision, like we were talking about getting a better system than the existing one, we could have got something very similar to what we have, but it would contribute to the same challenges that we have today, which all play into not just player and fan safety, but our conversion time, taking apart the Dashers and putting them back together in a time frame that allows us to move quickly to get on to the next thing that's coming in or leaving. Some of Jim's staff was familiar with the work that goes into doing changeovers. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of physical, heavy work, and it has to be done in a certain pace. And it gets tiring, but you have to maintain that level of energy in order to get it done and have it be safe for whatever the next task is after that. With this system that we're looking at now, they have something called a quick change Dasher system, and that is far quicker and better than traditional methods and how you take apart the backboards. All of the NHL arenas have this system because you think about it, like the Garden is constantly going from hockey to basketball to a concert and back again. So this system is built for what we do in the entertainment industry. If we were just a hockey barn, I would say save the 28%. Let's go with the lower one. And like I said, save that revenue. But we're not just a hockey barn. We're diversifying more and more and more, not just concerts, not just sporting events, but we have 4 to 5 expos now. We have different shows that we're looking at that will involve taking the Dashers apart. So long story short, this particular system we're looking at, it's built better. It will last longer. It directly attributes to efficient working of our labor staff, and just the quality of the components alone will help this last longer than the previous set that we have in there now. And it'll look great. We'll have the benches swapped, like Jim was saying, which will be a fan favorite, and the players will like it. God forbid there's an injury, they're right there to go right into their locker room. And you're going to have all new glass and poly. It's going to look great. So it's something that's needed, something that's safe, not only from player standpoint, but from my guys taking it apart and putting it together. It's going to be seamless. It's going to be, the difference between an old clunker engine and a new one. It's just going to run better. So we looked at all of the facets, from the glass to the Dashers to the kick plates to the dams, and we came up with spending a little bit more on this system will pay off on the other side in increased revenues just based on time saved.
Very good. Thank you, Mike, for a very thorough presentation. Any questions for Mike and the commissioners? Patty?
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation and explanation on why we went with the higher bid. It all seems to make a lot of sense, especially for the safety of the workers, the players, the athletes and spectators. My question is, what is the projected lifespan of this new system? And I'm really excited to see the first hockey game.
You can expect most hockey systems, including this one, depending on care, should be around 20 years. This should be roughly 25 years if we take care of it properly, which is my job to make sure that these guys take care of it properly. So the life cycle will last longer, and during that time period, it should look better because it all fits and it's not all prefabricated with other parts that kind of make it work when we replace parts that break. So about 25 years.
Excellent, great. And I'm really happy that both vendors came on site to look at the job. I think that's critical in any arena. They're all so different. And I appreciate all the thoroughness that went into this, and I'm excited to approve this. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mike or comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, then we need a motion to approve the matter.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Is there a second?
second,
Moved in second. Any further discussion from commissioners regarding the award to the bid for the replace of the hockey board dashers? Seeing none, let's call the roll call vote. Catherine?
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
yes,
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Matonis.
Yes.
Thanks. 4-0.
Thank you. The matter carries 4-0. Our next item is the transfer of the 2023.5 fund balance to the revenue to the reserve account. Jim.
Thank
and
you.
Alex,
I'll take the lead on this one. As in the past, when we finish up a year, if there's any fund balance and we have some special projects that are on our radar, but did not get put into that next budget, we have historically come to the commissioners and requested some funds out of the previous year's fund balance to cover some of those special projects. That's been going on for about 2 years now, 3 years. And as the commissioners are aware, we just finished up a 6-month budget, what we call our transition budget. And there was some fund balance remaining. And as you can imagine, when this budget that we're in today was actually put together about a year ago, because of our transitioning from a calendar year to a fiscal year, we actually built an 18-month budget last August and presented it to the commissioners the 1st of September. At that time, we thought of everything. However, as you can see by the items on the list, there are a lot of new initiatives on that. A lot of things that were not on our radar back in August and September of last year. Those items we'd like to explore further. We have a opportunity by the use of the 6-month budget fund balance to patch those holes together so that we can get these projects off the ground over the next number of months, and then work towards implementing them into the following budgets. A lot of good stuff in this small amount list. I'm asking for $388,000 in 2023.5 fund balance to be transferred over into reserves so that we can do some of these projects as listed in my memo. One thing I want to bring to the attention of the commissioners, we adjusted this at the last minute, and I thought I transposed $388,000 as many times as I could, but I completely missed it on the motion on the bottom of the page. It reads $363,000, but the motion should read $388,000. So if that could be taken care of during the motion, any type of motion moving forward, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Any questions from the commissioner for Manager Gailey? Seeing none, we need a motion.
I move passage to amend the proposed order to state 388,000.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I call the vote. All those in favor, roll call vote. Catherine, please.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
yes,
Commissioner Smith,
yes,
Commissioner Watonis.
yes,
Right, 4-0.
Matter carries 4-0.
so I now
And the-
move that the matter be passed as amended.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. Roll call vote, Catherine.
Commissioner Jameson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cloutier,
Yes,
Commissioner Smith,
yes,
and Commissioner Watonis.
Yes,
Matter carries 4-0. The amended matter, which reflects the accurate amount of 383,000, Jim?
88.
388,000.
88,000, yes, very good. And comments from the county manager.
Nothing, anything substantial. It is summertime and it has slowed down slightly at the courthouse, which is a good thing. We're all catching our breath. It's been a very busy last 6 to 12 months around the courthouse offices. So we'll take the week or two breather here and take care of some of the things that we haven't been able to take care of because we've been right out straight. So other than that, nothing more to report. Thank you.
Alex, any comments?
You're muted, Alex.
You're unmuted. You're on mute.
Then he's out.
Oh.
I think we move on, Chairman.
Okay. Travis, any comments? I'm sorry, Travis, did you say no? I didn't hear you.
Nope.
That didn't come through my sound.
Nope.
Travis, can you check your volume? You can't, okay, no comments, no comments. Catherine, any comments?
I am all set. Thank you.
Very good. Tim from the sheriff's office, any comments?
Not at all, sir. Nope.
Very good. Thank you. And Mike already gave us his comments regarding the cross insurance arena, and we appreciate that. Comments from the county commissioners. Commissioner Watonis,
no, I don't have anything.
Commissioner Cloutier,
I have the same as Commissioner Watonis.
Oh,
Someone
glad we're
need-
on the same page.
someone needs to record this. I think it's the first time in the annals of history that Commissioner Cloutier hasn't had any comments.
Right.
So. Commissioner Smith,
the only comment I have to say is I'm glad to hear that the folks in the courthouse are getting a little breather. I know everyone has been working really hard, and I hope they do get to enjoy a little bit of summertime as well. So to everybody else, I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. I will be there in September, hopefully enjoying summer at some point, late summer myself, but I'm happy to see everyone and thank you for the meeting this evening.
thank you, Patty. My only comments is that we hope and wish that everyone viewing here tonight and the other residents of Cumberland County have a great rest of August. We appreciate all the efforts of the staff. We look forward to seeing everyone on our next live meeting, which will be September, Jim, 14th?
September 11th.
11th, September 11th. Thank you all.